As the friends sat in the galley within the cargo deck, Bogram rushed in, demanding Captain Stout Sailor to investigate his stolen earring, a beloved keepsake. Antarius asked that the friends look into the case. Bogram initially placed the blame on Adam Learstrom, a shy, daydreaming member of the crew who has often been a scapegoat for Bogram's anger. Meanwhile, Tess followed Heltheus into the secret cargo space where he would further test the mirror. He reached out to Scritteau with a magical message, to which the mirror once again opened and Scritteau warned of a looming danger. Tess quickly pulled Heltheus back through to the material plane. Welcome back to New Dalancia, our Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign. I'm your host and most gracious DM, VG Punks. Yeah, let's go ahead and get going. So let me go ahead and swap back over to the galleon where we left off last time. Get some appropriate music. Let me know if that's a little bit too loud. Right. So at the start here, I'd like to go ahead and focus in on Hess and Heltheus, as well as Iolanthe. So you had just placed, or you had just draped a cloak, I believe, over the mirror, and as you do, seemingly from the other side of the mirror, Tess, you hear a voice that you haven't heard before. Seems to be a male voice, or at least a deeper voice. It says, "We have to hurry." It seems like it came from close by, which implies that it may have been Scritteau, but you have not heard that voice from it.
But it sounded like it was coming from the direction of the mirror.
That's right. Everybody here, Healthiest, you heard it too, as did you, Iolanthe.
Is Tess
Iolanthe,
crazy
that-
or Healthiest? Did you hear that too?
Iolanthe bats a little bit at the cloak.
Beneath the cloak, the mirror emits a soft glow.
Tess is going to move the cloth to kind of peek at the mirror real quick.
As you do that, you catch a glimpse of sort of the room fading from the other side of the mirror, returning it back to its original state, where you can only see your reflection in it. And you notice the Scritteau's tail as he rounds a corner and kind of hurriedly moves down a hallway.
The voice said we have to hurry. Is that right? For my notes.
Yes, we
Okay.
have to hurry.
Have to hurry. Tess kind of says to herself.
What? Where did your token go? It was just there. Oh yeah, it is. It's
I
right
moved
here.
off to the side. There we go.
It was underneath Healthiest.
Oh.
It is very dark in here now that the light is out. So.
Healthiest, did you have anything to say? You're still muted.
I've been talking this whole time. Jeez. Oh my god.
What's up?
All I'm seeing is darkness. Like it's.
Yes,
I see.
Now that the mirror is covered, you'll need some other light source in order to see in here.
Oh well. Why didn't you say so? Let me go to my spellbook. Where's my spellbook? Spellbook. No. Where's the dang spellbook? Okay. Minimize. Go over here. Go over here. Go here. Okay. Go down. Oh, light. Yeah, there you go. At will. Light. Boom. Let there be light.
Okay.
Oh. How do I do that?
Did you cast it?
I'm trying to do that on the foundry. Where do I go?
So in your spell book, just click on the little dice next to the word light. If you mouse over it, you'll see the dice there.
Where's my spell book?
On your character sheet.
Uh,
I have it pulled up if you want me to cast it for you.
yeah.
See here. What object are you touching in order to cast
Doesn't.
this?
Oh yeah, it does say touch. How? The floor.
Okay. So let me cast that. You just touching the floor beneath you?
Yeah, I should give enough light.
Okay, looks like it. Let me go ahead and throw the light in there. Weird that that didn't automatically illuminate. Oh my god. Oh, haha, I have to click and drag. There we go.
Boom. All right.
There is a light source.
There, and we're back on the ship. If only if I could. All right. Well. Yeah. How do you get to the spell book? That's what I want to know.
So if you double click your character, it'll open up your character sheet, and just below, like where your hit points, hit dice, armor class, movement, and initiative
Gotcha.
are, there's attributes, inventory, features, and spellbook.
Hello,
Okay,
Dan.
I'm trying to. Oh, where is spellbook? There it is. Dun dun dun. And then where's the other one? Right. Oh, right. It was. Where is it? It was rope trick. Rope trick.
Trying to do a rope trick?
Yeah.
What are you trying to accomplish?
It's my thinking cap.
Wait,
where
what?
is it?
Is this like a spell you're casting, or?
Yes. It's like a it's like a thinking cap for me. It's a rope trick. Not rare sickness. Nothing there. The dang thing is it?
Iolanthe's gonna rub on Tess's legs, meowing, and then go rub against the mirror.
It's under second level. I found it. I've got it. Do you want to cast it? And what are you doing with it?
So, let me read it. It's second level, you said, right? I don't see it.
And what rope are you casting this on?
I should have rope,
Oh, okay.
and I don't. think I needed to cast it on a rope, though.
It says you touch a length of rope that is up to 60 feet long.
Ah,
One end of the rope then rises into the air until the whole rope hangs perpendicular to the ground. At the upper end of the rope, an invisible entrance opens to an extra dimensional space that lasts until the spell ends. The extra
yes.
dimensional space can be reached by climbing to the top of the rope. The space can hold as many as 8 medium or smaller creatures. The rope can be pulled into the space, making the rope disappear from view outside the space.
Yeah.
Attacks and spells can't cross through the entrance into or out of the extra dimensional space, but those inside can see out of it as if through a 3 foot by 5 foot window centered on the rope.
Okay. So, I think I'm pretty much gonna cast it above the mirror on my silk rope, 50 feet. And it goes basically a rope hanging from nothing, going into nothing. And I climb up into the rope, into the little extra dimensional void. And I basically am going to keep an eye on the mirror and think about this. Think about what I've saw. Think about what to do next on the next incursion.
Okay. So I basically just took visibility from your. I just made you invisible because I don't have a map or anything for that.
Cool.
Cool. So Tess, you watch as Heltheus sort of appears thoughtful for a moment, and then he kind of grabs a twine of rope and forms this like portal and climbs up into this portal and vanishes.
Tess just kind of stares at the portal. Huh. Before looking back down at the kitty friend that was previously rubbing all over her leg. And she'll offer the kitty some chin scritches.
Kitty purrs a bit and then kind of continues to rub up and try to nudge the cloth out of the way of the mirror.
Tess pulls the cloth up just enough for the kitty and says, Tess knows. Tess is just as anxious about this mirror. I wish Kitty could speak your thoughts.
As you look into the mirror, Iolanthe, you notice that it has faded and it has once again sort of become like a normal mirror. However, it does still emit a very light or a very slight glow.
I boop it with my nose.
It is solid.
I lose interest in Mao.
Your nose leaves a little smudge mark at the bottom of the mirror.
Kitty knows art.
Right. So at this point, I want to go ahead and cut back to the bar, where everyone is still kind of hanging out after Bogram had burst into the bar, demanded that Antarius look into this case in which he has had his earring stolen. Just as a refresher, it seemed to be a just kind of a plain brass earring. Rek had done some poking around before and spoke with Bogram and kind of calmed him down a bit. But you lot have probably been here sort of discussing that and So, any thoughts on suspects, any of you?
Well, I mean, we just started on this voyage, so it's hard to really ascertain who could be the most likely.
In that case, we'd probably want to ask around a bit, speak to some of the crew.
I mean, It sounds like it ain't worth much, this earring, other than sentimental. So maybe someone's got a grudge against him.
That could be the case. Very astute. At this point, Adam, finishing their drink, stands up and climbs the stairs to the above deck. Wait, that's the right? I feel like that's not the right. Oh yes, okay, that was the right.
Yes.
All right. Well, at any rate, it is getting late. We should likely put in and continue this in the morning. With that, Valphalin sort of starts to meander off toward the stairs and climbs the stairs and proceeds above deck.
Serena's also gonna go upstairs and get to sleep as well.
Rec, Ian Fear, what are you guys doing?
So I'm actually going to come up to the bar here, and I'm going to chat a bit with Antarius.
Antarius slides down the bar.
Hey, Heltheus, can you mute yourself for now? I'm hearing like TV or something.
Okay, sorry.
No worries, we'll get back in a bit.
So I'm going to look to Antarius and say, most troubling to already have sudden thievery on board. Do you have any ideas on this crew?
To be honest, I barely know anybody that we've brought on board other than Bogram and his crew. I don't have any suspects myself, but it may be worth checking out Adam. If he's, or if they are not the culprit, then it's possible they might know something.
It does
Other
seem
than
rather
that,
odd to have suspicion thrown right away.
Bogram seems as though he doesn't like Adam very much. I've seen these kind of disputes erupt on board vessels that I've sailed on in the past, and they're never pretty, but typically they're manageable, at least until we make port. Okay, the occasional fight breaks out. That's about as far as it goes.
Well, we'll definitely need to try to nip this in the bud as soon as possible. Especially, we don't want to have to deal with this when we're sailing close to Malia.
In this case, we're... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Misku's gonna slide up to the bar. She's gonna grab her pouch from her side, slam it on the counter, and just start digging through it. And then, having a moment of realization on her face, just go, well, it wasn't me. I wasn't sure, but I didn't take it.
And Antarius kind of raises his eyebrow at you.
And Misku's just gonna shrug and just go, career criminal.
I'll not question your
Inkbeard's
methods.
actually going to kind of lean, like tilt his head down as he's looking like, You're not sure that you could have stolen it?
Well, I know now. She points towards the bag.
It's actually rather awe-inspiring that you can steal without even realizing it.
Kildrak,
Miscu-
who's sitting next to you, sort of looks over in your direction. You can tell that he's had quite a few drinks. His cheeks above his beard are very rosy, and he doesn't exactly look at you, and he's sort of wobbly in his seat.
At Ian Fear's comment, Misku is gonna put a hand on her hip and triumphantly take a drag from her pipe, taking it as a compliment.
Yeah, I think at that, Ian Fear is probably gonna head back out.
As you stand up, Antaria says, "At any rate, we should consider ourselves lucky so far that it's only a single, isolated case, and it's something that isn't of large monetary value. Still, a thievery is a thievery, and we should look into it. Now, anything else for you? Drinks, food?"
Rec keeps sitting at the bar, finishing the food that he already has.
Heltheus, yeah, can you mute? Thanks for getting some feedback.
Got it. Just for now. I'm sorry, Rhett, could you repeat that, please?
Rex sits at the bar a little bit, kind of pondering and finishing up the food he had gotten before. Just
Alrighty.
kind of staring off.
Healthiest, did you have something to say? I'm sorry. Oh, he deafened himself. Kildrak stands up and sort of hobbles his way up the stairs and off to, well, wherever he's going to go. Antarius turns his gaze over to you, Misku, and polishing up a glass, he places it below the, into the bar and says, "How about you? Drinks? Food? Anything else?"
Misku's leaning her head on her, she has her head propped up on her hand on the table and just thinks thoughtfully and goes, "I could have an ale."
He yawns. "Yeah, sure thing." Turns around and pours up another ale and sets it in front of you. Takes your old glass and starts to clean it. Now, with that done, I am going to head to bed. If either of you need anything more, please feel free to hop over the bar and help yourselves. He crosses the bar and makes his way back upstairs with the rest of them.
Rec carefully polishes off the plate of food that he has, cleans up after himself, stores the dishes, and then heads back up.
All right. Tess, what do you? Or actually, let's go to Heltheus. Oh wait, Heltheus is deafened. So yeah, let's go to Tess.
Looking down at her little kitty friend, Tess says, "Well, Tess has a lot of work to do. Suppose Tess should head to the tavern?" Perhaps pull another all-nighter. We shall see. Are you coming
Yolan-
with?
Iolanthe nods her head and then remembers and makes a meow noise.
Spotting the nod, Tess is gonna kind of narrow her eyes and kneel down to get a good look at the kitty.
Iolanthe tries to distract her by rolling over on her back and trying to look all cute, despite being all ratty looking.
Aww. You are a cute one. Tess can't help but notice. You seem to understand what Tess is saying. Oh, but you're too cute. And Tess is gonna scritch the tummy. Well, back to the tavern. Gotta find my way.
Iolanthe, are you going with Tess? Iolanthe?
She may have spotted the wasp.
I'm going to assume that she's going with you, so drag. Heltheus, what are you doing, man?
Well, I think Heltheus might be a little hungry, so he might be going up to the whatchamacallit, the food court.
I just realized I passed your rope. Let me update D&D for me. Okay. All right. So you want to climb down out of your thinking space, as it were, and head over to the bar.
Yes.
All right. You should be able to move up to the stairs there, and then.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't remember if you have to click on the journal entry or not to move up. Oh yeah, you've got it. There we go. So just up the stairs from here. Oop. Oh. My bad, I meant just down the stairs from there.
Oh, okay. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, is that better?
So Misku, you see Tess sort of meander in, as followed shortly by Heltheus and a small cat.
Good evening, Miss Goo, Tess says as she takes a seat in the corner.
Misku turns her back to the bar so she faces outwards. Still pipe in hand, drink in the other, and just gives a little grin and raises her glass towards Tess.
Ooh, Tess could probably use a glass, actually. And Tess is gonna head over to the bar and hop over. And help herself to a late night glass of ale. She'll just put the bottle down on the bar in case Misku wants more, and then hop back to the other side. And back to her table, where she's gonna have those scrolls out, and she's still trying to make sense of them. She feels especially anxious about hurrying to understand what everything means.
Righty. So you're analyzing these scrolls that you were handed by
By Scritto.
Scritto?
Yeah.
Ooh, I might want to be right there with her.
Yeah.
Heltheus
I
kind
get
of
some-
flops down next to you and rolls his sleeves back.
I picked up some bread when I was over at the counter, and and came back to the table.
He's munching on what looks to be essentially a French loaf.
Okay. Tess will take a sip from her ale and say, "Did you figure anything out during your portal time?"
Well, nothing really. I'm just trying to figure out what I could do next time I can get across. I was kind of figuring if I saw a window, I could write a message in the sky saying here or something like that, but, you know, I didn't see no window.
Well, Tess thinks we should limit our trips to the other side of the mirror. That lady seems very dangerous.
And yet the words sort of ring in your mind that we have to hurry. Which seem to be sort of like under breath, if you will.
What Tess does know is that Skritos people are definitely in trouble. Just trying to figure out how to help is the hard part.
That's what I was trying to do, is help.
You may be a one-man army, Heltheus, but you cannot handle it by yourself. Tess thinks it would be smarter to go with a larger party, perhaps. But first we've got to try and at least figure out what this lady's motives are for staring through the mirror at us.
Okay, well, I was just seeing if it was even possible. So now that we know that it is possible, we could go in with a larger force.
But in the meantime, Tess will continue trying to learn more about this mirror walking and what this rune means that Tess saw in the lady's room.
Just need to figure out where it is. Maybe we can just march right up in there. If we can't go through the mirror.
At this point, a rather muscle-bound and also kind of tall dwarf walks in. Patch over her eye. She hops over the bar and starts filling up a glass of ale, and very casually walks around the other side with it and sits down at the end of the bar. She places the ale in front of her and looks around over at you, Mescu.
Iolanthe is sitting over with Miscu, rubbing all over them and trying to take sniffs from their pipe whenever they can.
Oh,
She
man,
looks like
how can I hold pipe, beer, and pet cat?
She looks over at you, Miscu, and says, "You're up late?"
Ominous.
I don't know this person, right?
No, you've seen her on board, but you haven't. You've never actually been introduced to her before. But she speaks with a very thick, thick dwarven accent, much like a lot of the people that you knew from Bunavar.
Okay. So, still leaning her back against the bar, Miscu will give a sideways glance, raising her eyebrows to this new friend, let some smoke roll out of her mouth, saying, "It appears to be that way."
She looks thoughtful for a moment before she takes another swig of her ale and says, "It's bedtime."
That's okay. Miscu will just turn her gaze back to the ceiling, not a little confused, but she'll verbalize if for you maybe, I guess.
Takes another swig of her ale.
Kind of jokingly, Tess is going to glance over at Miscu and say, "You don't suppose it's bedtime?" Tess knows that if Miscu doesn't get enough sleep, then Miscu will be a very grumpy warrior the next day.
Misku will cross her arms, blowing out a larger puff of smoke. I can go to bed whenever I damn well please.
Oh, someone's already got the grumps. Tess will laugh and then go back to trying to decipher all of the scrolls and information.
The dwarf kind of looks around back over at you, Tess, and says, "What is grumps?"
You know, angry, like, "Arr."
Her. She laughs and takes another swig of her her ale, spins back around in her seat, and goes back to drinking.
Tess will drink along with her.
Misku will begrudgingly drink with them.
Iolanthe kind of slinks over and starts rubbing all over this dwarf, but kind of checking them out, like seeing what they're about.
She reaches out and starts to pet you, and it's very heavy-handed, and her hands are humongous for her size. Like I said, she's very, very muscular. Looks like she's very accustomed to life on board a ship.
Does she look like she's wearing any jewelry?
Yes, actually. She has a couple of kind of plain-looking copper earrings. She's also wearing a band around her neck. That's it. The band is sort of tucked into her top.
Iolanthe loses interest and doesn't like the heavy petting. Giggity. So she goes off the counter and starts walking towards the way towards the decks.
Are you headed above deck?
Might be.
Okay.
Seeing the cat move away from the dwarf, Tess is going to lean towards Heltheus and say, "Tess thinks there's something special about that cat. There's no ordinary stray."
Can I... What is it? Dun, 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 dun. Let's take a look here.
You'd better hurry because she's headed above deck.
Yeah, as soon as Kitty hears Tess say that, her eyes flatten and she starts booking it towards the, I guess it's stairs that go up? Or is it just the door leading out?
If you climb the stairs to the top, it will take you up. Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Right?
Well, she must be going to hunt some rats. She definitely has been helping with that population a lot.
It seems, Heltheus, that you'll have to locate the cat later for whatever you're planning.
Well, I see a cat. That's all I see.
You'd been
About
chasing
these
after this cat for a
scrolls.
little while, too.
Who, me?
Yeah. You were doing
Have
that
I?
when you first came on board. You were following this cat around the ship, I remember, and through like all the cargo rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, yes, you're right.
Heltheus has been suspicious of the cat.
Heltheus is over here like, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh well, likely a particularly smart kitty. And then Tess will go back to looking over her scrolls.
I'm also looking at the scrolls too. And let's see. I need to see if I can decipher them somehow.
Yeah, do you have any kind of spells that might help with deciphering text or anything of that sort?
Comprehend language?
That can help.
Okay, so I do this. Cast spell.
There you go.
Did
yeah.
that-
Yes, it did. For the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. It takes about 1 minute to read 1 page of text. This spell doesn't
Okay.
decode secret messages into text or a glyph, such as an arcane sigil, that isn't part of a written language.
Excuse me, Tess. And I kind of take the scrolls and lay them flat on the table and start kind of rubbing my fingers over the lettering.
Ooh, let Tess know if you find anything out.
The
Surely.
words, and the there are glyphs on this scroll, but there are also words that are written here in a language that you're not very familiar with. However, looking at this, the words seem to make more sense in your mind, and you are able to discern that this scroll is something to the effect of a open portal scroll. So essentially it can be used to open some kind of a gateway or a portal to somewhere else.
Ah. So, Tess.
There are specific mentions of a mirror.
All right. So, Tess, I think we've completed one of the steps for our journey through the mirror.
What did you learn?
This scroll here is to open the portal to the mirror.
Ah, very interesting.
What are the other scrolls? How many other scrolls are there?
When it was explained to me, it was described as a bundle of scrolls, so I don't exactly know.
We're going to say there are about 3.
5. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to continue trying to decipher these pages. So it's a page a minute. Give it like 5 minutes and I should understand these scrolls, I guess.
Actually, there's no need. The second scroll that you pull is identical to the first, and the third scroll you're able to easily determine is a scroll of return.
A scroll of return. Ooh. This one might be of some use. So, yeah. We can open the portal with these 2 scrolls. I'll pass them to Tess. And this one is a returning scroll. I don't know if I should hold on to this one or not. It kind of like blink at Tess with the scroll in hand.
If you would like to hang on to one of them, Tess doesn't mind. But we should definitely tell the rest of the party about this in the morning, whenever possible.
Okay. How about I'll trade you this one for one of the open portal scrolls.
Okay. And Tess will hand him one of the scrolls that opens the portal. But Heltheus, you have to promise Tess that you will not go through that mirror alone.
Okay, yes. I promise I won't go through alone.
At this point, the dwarf stands up and walks over to the table. What mirror?
It's just one of our handmaiden's mirrors that we were looking at to help her do her hair.
You go through a mirror?
No,
It's
we do not.
It is imagination. It's a thought process. It's good for the imagination.
She looks confused. Like dreaming?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Uh, hmm. Takes another swig of her ale.
Well, it is Tess's bedtime. Please excuse
luck.
Tess.
And walks over to Misku and says, "Good luck," and goes upstairs. Iolanthe, you see this dwarf once again walk by you and says, "Hello, kitty," and then walks upstairs above deck.
Iolanthe feels a little weird about that, and so she decides to follow.
Okay. So she. So as you come up to above deck, you actually see her walk up these stairs to your right there, or I'm sorry, to the east of the ship, up to the aft castle. So you can, once again, if you touch the top of the staircase right there, it'll take you up. There you go. And as you come up the stairs, she relieves this one bosun from duty and grabs the wheel and begins steering the ship. This is obviously her shift, and she was on break.
She kind of sits in the doorway and watches for a moment with her little kitty eyes narrowed, but then kind of does a little shrug and goes back downstairs.
All right. So is everybody putting in for the night then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Tess,
Yeah,
you
Rec-
falling asleep at the table again?
Yeah.
Rec, what are you doing?
Yeah, Rex already climbed into bed, but he just leaves his door open.
I seem to have accidentally landed in a room, I think. It looks like Ian Fear's room.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I'll have to look at that a little bit later. My bad. Ian Fear was sleeping. So you just wanted to be back on the main deck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You are there. Are you just going to curl up there, or did you have anywhere else you wanted to go?
Well, I'm gonna wander around the ship, but if you wanted to cut to other people, then that would be fine.
Everybody else seems to be putting in to sleep for the night. Misku, what are you doing?
Missy's just gonna fall asleep at the bar.
Okay. It's like Heltheus has gone down to the general crew quarters. So the top deck, nothing really interesting is happening. But at one point, you do see a female drow who proceeds below deck.
No one else is really up here other than, I guess, the NPCs.
Yeah, mostly just, sailors doing their job.
I'm gonna kind of walk past each doorway and just kind of sniff and listen real quick just to see if I smell or hear anything out of the ordinary out the rooms of everybody else.
Go ahead and roll a perception check. $18.
Accepted.
Walking by each of the rooms one at a time, you notice that this room here seems to have a rather musky, smoky smell to it.
Okay, her ears perk up and she decides to try to paw to get inside.
All right, well, doorknobs on these are not terribly difficult for a cat. You'll just need a dexterity check, please. Your first jump at the door latch, um, you're not able to get the weight that you need on the door latch in order to open it up.
Hmm.
You hear some through the door though. You hear some commotion. Sounds like somebody is stirring.
I just sit outside of the door and start meowing.
The door opens and Valphalin is on the other side, pipe in hand. Oh, interesting.
She immediately goes in and just like jumps up onto well, climbs up onto his shoulder and rubs a little bit.
His scales are rather tough. And as you do that, he, in one of his hands, he's sort of holding a piece of paper. And as soon as you jump up to his shoulder, he cycles back around and sits down in front of a desk. He places the paper down and begins writing once more.
Can I see the writing?
Yes. They seem to be general notes about things that he's taken in. So it's in the on the paper he's talking about there's been a thievery, and Adam Learstrom is a suspect, and Bogram is the victim. It's just some general notes like that.
Okay. Iolanthe kind of watches and hangs out for a little bit, but eventually figures out that there's not really much to do here, so she hops back down to leave.
As you cross the threshold, Val sort of reaches over and presses the door shut behind you.
I guess I'm gonna go down to that deck now and see where that drow went.
As you go below deck, you hear the snoring of multiple different people. And pressed up against the door, over here on the east side, is the drow.
Like
Seems
they're
to be
listening?
listening.
Oh,
That's right.
okay. I'm gonna creep over. Did anything happen? Did they move?
She very slowly and carefully reaches up and turns the doorknob and very, very carefully opens the door. And then slinks into the room.
I'm gonna start sneaking closer. Is the door still open?
The door is still open, just enough for a human to get through, so easily enough for you to get through. And as you cross through the threshold, you see this drow seemingly messing around with something. And as soon as she notices your presence, she kind of like a sighs, if you will, and then slowly slinks out the door. Whatever happened here, it was a very quick job.
Iolanthe's going to come over to that where she was where the drow was standing and see if she can pick up anything, or like notice anything. Like who's in? Like everybody in here is asleep.
Yeah, everybody in here is asleep. So you notice that Bogram is in the bed to the southwest corner. Adam is in the bed just at his feet. There is just a sort of random pirate or a sailor. I'm sorry, just in the southeast corner. In the upper right-hand corner is Drea. She's the one that has, she wears a whole lot of cheap jewelry. But from your standpoint, you notice that beneath her bed, there is a small lockbox. It's very tiny. And barely wedged in the bed that is just, that is in the center north of the room. There is a sheet of paper. It's folded.
I want to go yank it out with my teeth and try to open it up quietly so that I can see what it says.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Oh boy.
As soon as you yank the paper out, actually, let me here. Okay. Yeah, as soon as you yank the paper out, the person that's in the bed right there, he's a seems to be male, and he is a half elf. He sort of rolls over and like he's waking up.
Iolanthe freezes in place and then backs away very slowly, trying to pull the paper with her.
He his eyes open and he sits up in his bed and looks down at you. This is sound a second. Oh, interesting. Is that for me, little kitty?
Iolanthe drops the paper and immediately does that cat loaf thing on top of it and just starts doing the...
He reaches down and he scoops you up with a hand, or he tries to.
Can I do some kind of check to see if I can roll out of the way?
Acrobatics, if you please. Fucking yeah. So yeah, you're pretty easily able to evade him.
Okay, I want to try and grab the paper and run out the door with it.
That's going to be a dexterity check.
Yeah, I figured.
Let's have it. All right, yeah. You're able to scoop up the paper and and you start rushing out the door. So go ahead and move your character. And he sort of starts following you. He's like kind of stumbles out of bed and he's barely clothed, walking behind you. No, wait just a minute. Come back here.
I'm gonna start trying to make my way back over to Tess.
Yeah, you're most definitely faster than him.
Fast as fuck, boy.
So you're making your way back to Tess.
Yeah, Tess and Heltheus.
Well, Heltheus has proceeded above deck. And you probably saw him do that. Tess is still at the bar.
Okay, then yeah, Tess, up to the bar. Or is it down?
It'll be down. I think wham. Yeah, there we go. Got it. So, Tess, before long, you hear boom, 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 boom of these feet coming down the stairs. It kind of wakes you up as the cat comes down the stairs and followed by a mostly naked half-elf male who is sort of trying to catch the cat. And he's, "Get back here, you." The cat seems to be carrying in its mouth a
So,
piece of paper.
can you define mostly naked?
He's wearing like briefs, boxer briefs, essentially.
Okay.
That's it.
But Tess
Did
can,
this-
can very plainly see that the cat is running away from the man, and the man is chasing the cat, right?
Yeah, Misku, this definitely wakes you up too. He wasn't
Okay.
trying to be stealthy or anything like that. Yeah, he's obviously chasing the cat. The cat has this like piece of paper in its mouth, and he's like behind it. He looks tired as well. He looks like he just woke up.
Okay. Tess is gonna stand up and move away from the table, but open her cloak up a little bit and signal for the cat to run to her.
And can I initiate a grapple on this guy before he gets by me?
Sure. Go ahead and roll. What do we got? Usual grapple is going to be a strength, but in this case, I'd like you to roll a dexterity just to see if you're able to catch him as he walks by.
Okay, am I still rolling this with advantage since I have the grappler feat?
Yes.
Okay.
What just happened? I don't know what the cross is, but it shows 11.
Wait, that's a 20.
Yeah,
I think the
thought that was
cross is
supposed to be a
20.
20.
Yeah.
No, I think the cross is a 1.
Yeah, I think it's a 1. Making it the higher
Okay.
of the rolls.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. So yeah, 11. Let's see, what is his? Oh yeah, that just barely makes it. So yeah, you just grab the dude.
And Misku just slams a hand down on his shoulder to stop him in his tracks.
Hey, but that cat's got my note, I think anyway.
Tess is going to, not at the top of her lungs, but she's gonna let out like a shriek and be like, "You absolute pervert! You walk in half naked, mostly naked, into a place where we eat, we drink. How disgusting! You need to get out of here right now.
Oh,
Get out right now."
well, I'm having a little bit. I would gladly do that. But I'm currently well. And he kind of
While he's-
gestures toward Misku, who's holding him like.
Misku's gonna start just like plowing him towards the staircase with her arm on him. Just, you're out
On
here,
his-
buddy.
On his way out, he's like, "Ladies, I do apologize." Stammering and stuttering.
How absolute there.
So do you take him up the stairs? Do you?
Yeah, I push him up the staircase and then come back down.
So he, as you push him up the staircase, he goes, "But wait, my note." He doesn't come back down the stairs or anything. He
Tess kind of shouts, "Come back for your note when you're fully dressed." And in the meantime, and Tess will take a step back. "Little kitty, can Tess see what you have?"
Iolanthe kind of hesitates and then puts the note, because she hasn't even had a chance to see what it said, I don't believe. And so she puts it down and kind of paws at it a little bit to try and unfurl it or unfold it.
Tess will kneel down and she'll flatten the note out on the floor so that we can all huddle around and read it.
I'm gonna have to Let me first put a marker in here because I'm gonna say this and then I'm going to write this later because I don't actually have this written up. So here's my marker. And it says, "Dear Santegus, I have loved you ever since you came aboard this ship. I find your demeanor and your strength to be admirable," and it goes on and on and on about this guy. And then it says, "Sincerely, with love, your secret admirer."
Ooh, Kitty pulled up some gossip. This is so sweet. Where on earth did you find this little kitty?
This is very well written, actually.
Iolanthe kind of looks at the note with like a kind of grumpy look, like, ugh, I didn't want to have to pick this up. and and she just kind of flattens her ears a little bit and shoves it away with her paw.
Meow.
Why is it sticky?
Ugh.
Well, Tess supposes that this leather was that naked man's?
Iolanthe
No
nods her
sooner.
head.
No sooner do you bring up the naked man that he appears. This time fully clothed.
So sorry about that, naked man.
Did you unfold my letter?
Did you write this?
No. He picks it up and gives it a glance. Now, what in damnation would I be doing writing a letter to myself?
Oh, this was your name.
That's right.
You're Santa Claus.
Santegus. Santegus Fletcher, at your service. I apologize before I was out of line.
Oh, Tess must apologize too for digging into your personal matters. She kind of smiles.
I've gotten 3 of these now. Still don't know who they're from.
When do these letters appear and where?
Oh. They started actually before I even got on board the ship, which obviously tells me that whoever this person is, they're here. I mean, there are a lot of people on board. I don't know who it could be from. And, Mekardika, it's kind of a small town, so I really don't know who this could be, but
Have you read or received this one before, or was this a new one?
oh, this one's new.
Hmm.
It's just always the same. Always while I'm asleep and always in the side of my bed.
Tess is gonna whip around and she's gonna approach the kitty and kneel down and stare at her. Now, kitty, Tess doesn't suppose that you are the secret admirer.
Iolanthe looks around Tess over at the dude and kind of
He is
scrunches up
rather
her snoot.
he is rather scrapping, actually. He's kind of younger and he's well built and all the things that make someone conventionally attractive, I suppose.
How on earth did this cute little kitty get a hold of such a leather that not even you, can Tess call you Gus?
Gus works. I've been called Gus before. Probably been called worse things.
That you, Gus, have never read. If only Tess could read this kitty's mind.
Iolanthe comes over. Where you had the scrolls and stuff, is there like a little bit of ink or something? Like a thing of ink?
Yeah, Tess does keep a vial of ink with her little pen out, and she's got a page where there's multiple drawings of the same rune that she saw. So there's plenty of room on that paper.
Okay. She comes over to the table and hops up to it and looks for some ink or something to dip her paw into.
You might have to knock over that jar of ink. I don't think you can fit your beans in there.
She knocks over the ink jar onto the floor.
Oh, Kitty!
Ink goes everywhere.
The absolute betrayal.
You guys watch as Iolanthe climbs down the stairs and proceeds to the bar and grabs a something.
Sorry.
What do you
Don't mind
grab?
me. I just can't sleep without a late night snack.
A good evening, Iolanthe.
Iolanthe starts dipping her paw into the puddle of ink and starts to write the letter D.
Now, wait.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Tess has never seen a kitty write before.
At this, Iolanthe is going to perk up. Oh, what?
Iolanthe, come here. You have to see this.
I can't say I've ever seen anything like this.
Tess not so angry about the wasted ink anymore.
And then she writes the letter R, but she can't know, or she doesn't know how to spell drow, so she writes the letter A and W next, so it says draw.
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 Draw what?
She hears you all saying draw instead of drow and looks down at the letter A and then looks at it like, ugh, and then tries to make a big, messy looking O.
Draw.
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 This is unlike a. And wait. Okay.
Draw hole?
Am I dreaming? Would one know if they were dreaming? How would one know if they were dreaming?
Mitsuku's gonna reach over and pinch him
Where?
on the arm.
You pinch him on the arm. Ow.
Well, there
What'd
you
do
go.
that for?
You're not dreaming.
And then when he says ow, she points her paw at him like, yes, that.
Ow. Meow. Dreow. Drow.
She hops up and down like, yay.
Draw.
Tess believes the cat is trying to say something about a drow.
You gotta. Well, I mean, I haven't met all the crew yet, but
I don't know that I can. I think I need some sleep. I'm gonna head back upstairs if it's all the same to you.
Good night, Gus.
Drawing cats though, that's a new one. I'm gonna have to write about that. And he mumbles all the way back upstairs.
The poor guy.
I'm gonna look to the other two and be like, "Who was that?"
Santegus. Santegus. Fletcher. Or Gus, for short. Tess believes that our kitty friend here may have witnessed somebody dropping off this letter.
Oh, okay. Oh, so this was just a wild pussy chase. Got it.
Quite.
Iolanthe face paws and leaves a little paw print on her forehead.
Iolanthe now has a little paw mark on her forehead.
Oh, it's cute, like a little kitty tattoo. Well, time to clean up this ink at least. Tess is glad that she's stocked up on many inks.
Iolanthe gonna be like, "It's too late to be worrying about that stuff like that." And he's gonna wave his hands a bit and then.
Yeah, at this point it is extremely late into the night. I'd like everybody to take 1 point of exhaustion. I don't think that there's any way to actually put that on your. Oh yes, there is.
He's gonna,
So that's right underneath.
Not
death
me.
saves on your. Yeah, not
I-
everybody. Everyone who is asleep does not take an exhaustion. But for the three of you who are awake, please take 1 point of exhaustion.
all right.
Where is that at?
Yeah,
on
he's gonna
here?
use the. He's just gonna wave his hands kind of like haphazardly, but he's gonna use prestidigitation to clean up all the ink.
It's under it's on attributes screen right above your inspiration checkbox and right below death saves. Which is right above your size, senses, languages. It's on the right-hand side at about the middle.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see that.
1 point of exhaustion.
Well, Tess is going to clean up the ink and then head back to her spot on the table where she's going to try to sleep some more. Although she's going
you
to
uncontrollably on.
she's going to keep that piece of paper that the kitty wrote on, and she's going to tuck that away.
Yeah, after grabbing just some loaves and anything to pair together, all right. Well, that's enough excitement for one night.
All right. Everybody retires to bed, and everyone please go ahead and perform a full rest. Full rest. How do you do that again on this one? Oh yes, it's underneath your hit dice. S rest and L rest. This will be a long rest.
But we keep the exhaustion point.
Nope. You can go ahead and drop the that should have cleared the exhaustion point.
It did not.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and remove the exhaustion point. All right, we're gonna go ahead and.
What does exhaustion do?
Exhaustion gives you disadvantage on a bunch of different things, mostly concerning like physical activity and things like that, but can also impede mental activity. So it'll give you disadvantage on rolls, things like that. Okay, bear with me while I set up the scene. This will take just a few moments.
I got AFK for a sec.
All right. Oh shit. Nope. Not all right. Not yet. Sorry guys, one moment. All right, here we go. Perfect. All right, everybody, you guys all get a full rest. The sun comes up. And those of you who are above deck, you awaken to the sound of a bell tolling as as the usual signal goes out to signal the upcoming shift. We can get some music. No, perhaps just the sounds of the ocean. That's okay.
Greg comes running out like there's a fight again.
You guys hear sort of this, well, the sound of some kind of bursting from the door and running along the deck. Ian, Fear, Serene, you both hear that?
I did it again.
Antarius, who is just finished ringing the bell, he looks at you, or he looks over at you. Did you just like walk back to your room?
Yeah.
Serena's gonna kind of wake up and like peer outside of the door. I'm like, what's going on?
Well, where? Whoa. Hold up. I just moved Valphalin. Oh, there he is. I was like, where did he go? So Valphalin comes marching down from the aft castle, and let's see. Ah, Misku. Good morning to you.
So Misku ran up the stairs with her club in hand, thinking something was going on.
Oh.
And then starts to lower it, looking around, realizing that nothing's going on.
Val kind of doesn't even bat an eyelash at you carrying around a giant weapon. He sort of, it's almost as though he's smirking, but you can't really tell because, you know, Dragonborn. A good morning to you. Ah, yes, Ianfear. Welcome back to the world of the living, he jokes.
Mm-hmm. What? Who? What?
Not
What?
a morning person, I see. He takes a couple of quick chiefs off of a pipe and once again smoke pillows from his nostrils. Care for a puff? Morning blend.
Oh. Maybe when the sun's down.
Ah, night person, I see. Oh, very well. And he continues puffing on this pipe, and as he passes by you, Misku, he offers it to you as well.
Misku will stare blankly, shrug, take the pipe, and take a puff before handing it back.
Roll a Constitution check, please.
Amp.
Cool. So the particular weed that is in this pipe has a sort of it's not musky in the least little bit like you would expect. It's got more of a citrusy kind of bite to it that immediately kind of invigorates you and makes you feel awake, kind of wired actually. Yeah, there you go.
Misku's head perks up, her eyes widen a little bit, and nods thoughtfully before handing the pipe back.
Breakfast blend. Good, right? I picked this up at a magic shop back on the other continent. Hopefully, they'll have something similar in Shopabin when we arrive. Looking into his eyes are very wide. He looks wired.
Miscue strokes her chin thoughtfully, going, I can definitely feel the magic.
Yes, don't even talk to me until I've had my breakfast weed. He then kind of paces over toward Antarius, where you overhear him talking with him. Any news on the case? No, I've been asleep. Ah, yes, right. My apologies. I'll be below deck if you need me. And he proceeds below deck. Tess, are you still asleep at this point?
Yeah, Tess is notorious for oversleeping.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oop. Hold on, moving the map around. There we go. Perception, you say?
Perception, yes. You awaken to Valphalin sitting just in front of you at the table, with a pipe in hand that he is puffing on, and smoke is sort of permeated around the area.
Smells good.
Thank you.
And Tess kind of sits up and stretches her arms real wide and yawns. Good morning.
He sort of looks at all of the things around where you're at, and the cat with the strange paw now on her head. It seems you have been busy this evening, and you as well, little. Looking at the cat.
Iolanthe leans over to get some scritches and to sniff at the pipe.
In fear, you enter the upstairs galley. Nobody is in here quite yet, or it looks like people have just cleared out recently, rather. There are, various dishes still laid around, but there is food available at any of the little receptacles there, and there's also an open stove if you wish to cook something. Infear appears to be muted. Rek, did you go back to sleep?
No, Rek starts getting proper dressed and ready to help with the shift.
All right. Valphalin kind of looks over at you, Tess. Shall we go upstairs, get some breakfast?
Still kind of waking up, Tess is staring down at her papers, and she sees the kitty scribble of the word drow. Oh, yes! Tess thought this was a dream. Tess has the craziest thing to tell you as soon as we get there. Iolanthe can back me up as soon as we see him. Tess knows he likes to sleep in.
His eyes widen somehow even more, and his eyebrow cocks. Interesting. Well, if you'll join me in the upstairs galley, I will make us all some breakfast.
Ooh, breakfast sounds delicious.
He proceeds up the stairs.
Come with us, little one. Tess is sure that you're hungry too, she says to the kitty before heading up the stairs.
He, as he passes by you, Iolanthe, Valphalin places a hand on your shoulder. Good morning, friend.
So, give me a minute. And so Iolanthe just, he's grabbing different things that look like they might, sort of fit together. And like, he's just making a hapdash meal. It's sort of like, like one of those like college students, bachelors, when they're out on their own.
Valphalin immediately moves over to the stove and grabs a few ingredients out of some various crates. You see him grab like eggs. You see him grab a few slabs of meat, and he gets to work on the stove. Let me go ahead and roll quick. There it is. All right, so he's cooking some special food today. This is a special breakfast. So he starts to kind of work at the stove, and he just kind of zeroes in on that, and grows quiet. The smell of this clearly moves out of the door and starts to kind of waft above deck. Serene, you probably catch a whiff of this. Rek, since you haven't come out of the room yet, you probably won't smell it until you get closer to the staircase there. And where is Iolanthe? Your token is so tiny, I keep losing it.
I'm
On
by
the
the
other side
stove.
of Balphalin.
Oh, I see you.
Don't step on the kitty.
Don't step on the kitty. Balphalin almost steps on the kitty.
She bats at his foot, so he knows she's there.
Oh, Rek, there in the ups. If you're following your nose, you easily can figure out that it's coming from the upstairs galley.
That's not where food's normally at. Where are they?
Moving into the room, there are a couple of tables here with benches in front of them. There is a stove occupying the south wall, or the far wall, where Balphalin is cooking up something that smells absolutely delicious. He turns from the stove. Have you all given any thought to the case of our onboard thief?
Oh no, Tess has been absent from those meetings, but something very interesting did happen last night. And Tess is going to pull out that piece of paper that Iolanthe wrote on. And she's going to slap it down on the table in front of her and say, "Last night, Tess was awoken by our kitty friend here coming into the bar with a note. When we looked at the note, it was from a secret admirer for someone on board here that Tess likes to call Gus. Full name is Santegus or Santegus?
Pretty sure it's Santegus.
Santegus Fletcher, who apparently has a secret admirer who has been dropping notes off somewhere in the middle of the night. Our kitty friend here,
Tired from this. Ugh.
Iolanthe can back Tess up here. The cat wrote this word on the paper. Drow.
Well, I mean, it was draw first, but yeah, the cat was, was moving the paw to make this drawing here.
And when we said the word drow, she jumped up and down as if we were correct. This cat can understand us.
Well, it's always been my interpretation that cats can understand us pretty well. We just have trouble understanding them.
Balphalin, moving away from the table, sets down plates in front of everybody. There are eggs. There are what appears to be like some kind of meat patty that's there, or like a meat slab, I suppose. And there are a couple of grilled vegetables, say like leeks or something. He also heads over to sort of a corner here and sets down a little bowl full of what looks to be ground up meat and eggs. and then takes a seat and places a plate in front of him.
All right. No, looking at this, this smells great, by the way. That you've
Thank you.
prepared a great meal for us, Val. But I have to say, the cat can write.
That's exactly what Tess is trying to say. Tess has never seen a whole lot of cats growing up anyway, but Tess has never seen an animal such as this write before. Now, Rek, Tess knows you to be quite familiar with animals. Have you ever seen an animal that can write?
Hold on. No. I once met a bear that could count, though. So
Oh, fascinating.
it's not right. Not right.
Infear's gonna sort of say, well, I mean, I have seen some animals do some unusual things in my time, but most of the time they were, the familiars, the pets of magic users like myself. And
There are... Oh, so I'm sorry. Go on.
but I will say that communication is not typically a skill that I've seen associated with animals.
Hmm.
Oh, here you go, little kitty. And Tessa's gonna put down some of the food from the table onto the floor for our kitty friend.
She sniffs at the food and then settles in to eat some of it.
Yeah, Val also had put down a bowl for you.
Oh, I thought that
I'm
was
not sure
your,
if I
your
had made
food.
that clear. No, you just kind of placed it down on the floor. But it
Okay.
looked to be like
Well, then
ground
she'll
up meat
she'll
and
go
eggs.
from the now empty bowl and go over to the food that Tess put down and eat that too.
And Tessa's gonna lean over and she's gonna stare at the cat.
I have read some novels about animals who could speak and write, and often they are of a more romantic quality. Let's say. His eyes shift.
Romantic, huh? Like the spicy novels you read?
Not all my novels are spicy, Fear. But those that I read at the monastery, yes, they were quite spicy, as you put it. Usually the animals are anthropomorphized.
But this kitty does not seem to have that kind of build. Can I roll an
Indeed.
investigation check on our kitty friend here?
Sure. She looks to be a cat with a paw print on her head. The paw print seems to be ink.
But
That is
kitty,
one cat-shaped cat.
But we have said that one of her eyes looks different, right?
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes. She does have that quality. She has sort of like a patch of fur that seems to be off color from the rest of her, I guess her fur, and that eye also is a different color than the other. Also, sort of a different shape, if you will.
This kitty's eye just reminds me of somebody. And Tess is like trying to reach back into her
This
memories
entire
here.
time, Iolanthe hasn't been paying attention to the conversation at all because she's been focused on the food. But then when she sees you looking into her eye, and she's like, "Oh shit!" She starts to kind of like casually cat stroll over towards the door.
No. Don't you try to avoid me. There's something up with this cat. Have you guys not seen her eyes?
Now that you mention it, I've never taken a close look before. Balphalin stands up and starts to examine you, Iolanthe.
Iolanthe tries to book it out the door. Do I need to roll?
I don't think anyone shut the door, so you might actually be able to make it out the door.
The door is still quite
Yeah.
open.
At seeing, the
I'm just
cat
giving
bolt,
some people time to react.
at seeing the cat prepare to bolt, yeah, why not? Let's go. So, Ianfear is
Doing 'em.
gonna sort of like vanish from between them, and then sort of like appear like right by the stairwell area.
Actually, what Ian Fear is going to do is roll a wild magic surge, if you please.
Oh no.
Sure.
$15. How did that work? Give me a second here. Where is that? Okay. Yeah, I remember how this works now. Nope. Your Misty Step goes just as planned.
So yeah, so basically, as the cat's trying to book it, like suddenly, like it's almost as though like there's a little cloud of water, and then Ianfear steps out from the cloud.
We're gonna say that takes place right before you're able to get through the door, Iolanthe. Ian Fear appears in the doorway before you. His cape kind of draped across.
Oh man. She sees this. You said it was a cloud of water.
Yeah, because it's literally a misty step, so he appears like out of mist.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's like mist that appears in the doorway, and then Ian Fear is like, "Haha, I'm here. Have I told you I'm a genius?"
She's gonna stop for a second and then try to figure out if she can slip past him into the hallway.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check. Or we can do acrobatics, or we'll say acrobatics, but any other
And
reactions here?
acrobatics are about the same.
Yeah, they're the same. For me, at least.
Well, Phelan's going to try to reach down and scoop you up.
I'm just gonna cast Dispel Magic and see if that does anything.
Haha.
I'm not actually. Does it? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if it does, but just to make sure, because Tess is suspicious, she thinks this is a little sus, so she is going to target our kitty friend right when Ianfear appears out of the mist with a Dispel Magic.
Give me a second here.
Huh.
This was cast as a 3rd level spell, by the way.
I think. I'm not.
So
Does that
doing-
count as magic though? Like a spell? I don't think it's a spell.
I just checked the books. Wild shape, not a spell.
All
Not
right.
a spell. So
I mean,
nothing
but
seems
the
to
other question
happen.
is what does this do to my misty step? Because that is
It traps you in
Well-
another dimension.
The target of hold up. Magic effects within range. Okay, so no, it's choose one creature. So she chose the
my
she
God, I
chose the cat.
I was afraid Ianfear was going to be trapped in mist forever.
No. Had she chosen Ian Fear or chosen the Misty Step magical effect, she could have dispelled that. But since she chose the cat, it is honed in on just that cat.
oh,
I think Heltheus.
I think
would like
Heltheus
out of-
needs
Skip the chat real quick.
Helpius.
What's up, Heltheus? Oh yeah. Heltheus Heltheus, as you come back down into the room, it is dark in here. Your light spell has dissipated at this point, so you can either resort to feeling around the room to see if you can find the ladder to get back up, or you can create another light source somehow.
No, I will feel around because I don't want to use more magic than I am about to use.
Okay. How do you want to feel around the room?
Well, I'll start with the floor.
Okay. So crawling on the floor, what do you do?
I feel around until I get to a wall. I mean, I'm going to go straight until I get to a wall because there's a wall somewhere. So,
Feeling around behind you, you feel the feet that are holding up the mirror, and then decide that the ladder is on the other side of the room. Knowing that, you kind of make a line until you feel the feet of the ladder at that point, and you are now above
okay,
the room.
I found it. Gotcha. Yay! I thought I was going to be trapped in there forever.
As you come up the stairs and pull
Is
the trap
everyone
door,
in this room?
you can the smell or the scent of this delicious food fills your nostrils. It smells like breakfast, and it's coming from just down the hall.
I can't. This thing.
There you go.
Dang it!
No, you're going the right way. You were going the right way before.
I know, but this map keeps moving on me. Stop moving!
You can right click and drag on the map. It should let you move it.
Yeah, I've been doing but then when I try and move the token, it moves the map again, and it's just.
As you approach the galley along the aft of the ship, you see that Iolanthe is sort of posted up at the door, looking like he's getting ready to catch something that's coming out.
Am I interrupting?
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Just catch myself a pussy.
I guess it takes a while for you to do that, huh?
Oh yeah, especially when they're this small.
Iolanthe, go ahead and roll a dexterity save. And I'm going to roll a dexterity roll here. Oh yeah, so Val bends down and kind of tries to pick you up, but you easily kind of evade him and start running back toward the door. Heltheus, you see this all going on.
Hang on. Oh, I gotta find it again. Where is it? Oh, come on. Nope, that's not it. Where is it at? There's gotta be some stupid thing. Here it is.
They have to be willing, though. That's the thing about that.
What?
Yeah, it says at the top the up to 3 willing creatures of your choice.
That's too bad. That would be perfect.
Yeah, that would have worked.
Okay, hang on. I'll find something else.
Meantime, I think Iolanthe is going to try to make a grab for Iolanthe to try to scoop her up.
Okay.
Hang on. I got another one. I know I do. Where is it? There it is. Okay, there's one. I think.
Oh, there it is. Old person. Choose a humanoid that you can say. Oh, it has to be a humanoid.
Damn it.
Yeah, or
bulletproof.
Maybe Iolanthe will try to charm the cat into leaping into his arms.
Can I just grapple?
Yeah, you can grapple.
You're really gonna grapple a poor little kitty?
I'll grapple softly.
Go ahead and roll it. 21. Iolanthe, go ahead and roll an opposing strength check.
Oh yeah, because my strength is going to be so high.
Yep.
Oh wait, what just happened? Did it do it as advantage?
Nope, that's correct. It did do it as advantage, but that's okay because you only rolled an 8.
Yeah. Well, that sucks.
So you scoop up Iolanthe and kind of clinch tight on her. Iolanthe, you are subdued.
Misku just
I'm very
up.
happy about it. I just want you to know.
Yeah, you can hear
Misku picks up the cat with her hands under each of the front like shoulders, basically holding her out in front of her, just kind of blinking and looking around. So what's going on with this cat?
You mean this cat that drew this note last night?
Interesting.
Y'all, there ain't gonna be no food if y'all don't pay attention.
Do you think this could be the thief?
I
Tess
don't
is
think
not
this
quite
cat-
sure, but this is a very smart cat, being able to write,
Dang it.
and those eyes.
Yes, now that you mention it, she does have interesting eyes. Familiar, even.
Misku's just gonna start squinting at the cat.
I try to chomp Misku's hand.
Go ahead and roll an attack roll with disadvantage.
Well, I don't want to like attack. I just want to create a little distraction.
Oh no, it's fine. Go ahead and roll an attack roll with disadvantage. Trust me, I got you.
Okay. Where is just a regular attack roll for the cat?
If you go into your inventory, I don't know why there's only claws. Go ahead and roll claws. Then click on attack. So yeah, after you put it in chat, there's a little like attack button on there.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Wow.
So this actually should be disadvantage.
Yeah, it was. Oh, well, it
Yeah,
was an
that's-
18 and a 19.
Yeah. Okay, so an 18 and a 19, so it would have been 18.
There. I think.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So 14 versus Misku's AC, which is 13. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
AC is actually 14.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
yeah,
still.
14 still, it hits. Go ahead and roll your damage, and we're going to divide that damage in half because it's non-lethal.
Oh, I don't want to actually hurt them.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
So, Misku, you take 1 damage.
Okay.
And I'd like you to go ahead and roll a, let's say a strength save to see if you let go. And this will be a DC 10. Actually, let's make it a DC. Yeah, let's make it a DC 10 strength save.
I got an AFK. I'll be right back.
Wait, I'm rolling. What do you mean by DC 10?
Strength save.
You just roll a strength save.
Okay.
And the number you're trying to hit is 10 or higher.
Am I rolling with advantage since I'm grappling?
Yes.
Okay.
24. You're able to maintain your hold on the cat.
Okay. I'd like to respond with grappling pin now.
Grappling pin? What
Yes.
are you attempting to do exactly? How do you intend to pin this cat down on the ground?
Can I roll and then explain?
Body slam.
Fucking
Or you can pin it
suplex.
like a headlock or something, you know?
Can I roll for it and then explain what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Dang.
So my grappling subdue is I'm going to sit on the ground and hold Iolanthe baby mode.
Okay.
So neither of us can take any other actions, but we're stuck here.
All right, you are both restrained. Actually, I think. Hold on.
Are both restrained? Yeah.
Right. So for this one, Iolanthe, can you make an opposing strength check? That's to determine the success of the grapple. I know your strength is
Is this
really
one
high.
at disadvantage?
No, just a regular strength check. Not quite enough. You are pinned on the ground, unable to take any further action.
This is a lot of things happening.
So Misku's just holding you baby mode on your back, sitting there on the floor watching everyone else while giving you head scratches.
You succumb to the head scritches.
All right, she kind of flops and tries to escape for a couple minutes and then eventually just kind of gives in and just goes,
She goes into noodle mode. Well, that's accomplished. Now what?
Well,
Let me see it. Let me see it.
Heltheus kind of moves in really close to you. Iolanthe.
How about this one?
Oh boy. Cast spells your action ends. You can focus your mind on any one creature you can see within 30 feet. It doesn't speak any language. The creature is unaffected. What is your intelligence score right now? Actually, I should be able to do that.
Mine?
No. Hers 13. Okay. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind in that moment, and as an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts, or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind. If you probe deeper, a target must make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, so as far as surface thoughts right now,
No, the
Iolanthe-
surface thoughts. I'd have to go deeper for the drow incident. So.
Right, but as far as surface thoughts are concerned, what are you thinking about right now, Iolanthe?
Trying to get away.
yeah, trying to get out of the room away from everyone. I think
Okay.
it's just kind of a bunch of scrambled, like, panicky thoughts.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay, that's good. So, let me see. So you can attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind, and if you do, then then that target must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain an insight into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something that worries over, loves, or hates. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows what that you are probing into its mind, and unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts, the creature takes action on its turn. Make an intelligence check. Man, this is a long one. Questions verbally directed at the target creature naturally shape the course of its thoughts, so this spell is particularly effective as part of an interrogation. You can also use this spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. When you cast the spell or you're acting during the... Okay, that doesn't really apply here. Okay, so what are you planning to do here? Are you planning to probe deeper into the creature's mind? All right, Iolanthe, could you please roll a wisdom save?
Wisdom.
Now, would this one be as a cat or as a me?
This is as a cat. Still as a cat.
And this
wisdom,
is just a normal...
Yeah, wisdom saving throw. Wisdom saving throw.
Damn.
Why is
spell-
it like, boy?
The spell ends, but you are aware that Heltheus was trying to probe your mind.
I
Okay.
reached up with a
Um,
claw and boop him on the nose.
That
I got
actually
one more thing.
that actually does bring me to this. Everybody who has eaten Valphalin's cooking, please add 1 wisdom point
That would be
temporarily
me.
to yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. Iolanthe, you have also done that, but you rolled a 20, so it doesn't really matter right now. But yeah, everybody else, please roll. Please add 1 wisdom point. Everyone who has eaten. But that is all the time that we have for our session today. We're going to go ahead and have to close up, and we will see you next week, barring any unforeseen circumstances, here on New Dalancia on the VG Punks channel. Remember, that is 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time here on the VG Punks channel, and I hope to see you there. Otherwise, stay tuned to my Twitter for news about upcoming streams and other information. We have some pretty cool stuff that I'm working on right now. And yeah, other than that, this is VG Punks, your most gracious dungeon master and friends, and we're signing off.
Who wants a fireball?
Keep a song in your heart.